I'm here today with Ethan, who has been a member of our Total Life Fitness Academy, and today he's going to share about his experience in the program. So, Ethan, let's just tell us a little bit in the beginning about who you are, maybe where you're from, and what you're doing before you joined our program.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Luke. Again, my name is Ethan Kilkelly. I did join Luke's program for a few months. Before we get into that, I am a newer dad, I should say. I have got a almost 2-year-old little girl and a 4-month-old girl. So pretty new to the dad game. I'm in my early 30s. I definitely, over the last 2 years with having 2 children, COVID, I put on probably 25 pounds. I think that's pretty common with the whole COVID and maybe becoming a new dad type thing. I've always been somebody that's super into sports. Like, I'm a huge sports fan. Packers, Badgers, Bucks, Brewers. I've always played sports my entire life. So high school, a little bit of college, and then after college too, playing like competitive football leagues and some volleyball. And so when I was 20 pounds heavier, that was kind of a shock to me. And I have known Luke personally for a while, and I reached out and was interested in the program.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I can resonate too as a newer dad. It can definitely be trickier when you have more added to your life. So, yeah, glad to hear. Obviously, you reached out, and you obviously want to make some changes. So, just curious, like any hesitations around joining our program? Like sometimes people look at, they're like, well, I might be a little hesitant to do this, but any hesitations? And then why ultimately did you decide to join our program?
I mean, yeah, for sure. I think the biggest hesitation for me was just the fact that I was hoping it wasn't going to be another cookie cutter program, if that makes sense. There's too many things out there right now where it's just, here's your weightlifting routine, and here's a diet, and have fun. Doesn't always work for everybody. Everybody's goals and body types are different. And that's what was my biggest fear, was just the fact that I've seen so many things on the internet. You can get so many free workouts. Like, what's really going to be any different with this program? I'm glad I took the leap of faith. And that was my biggest hesitation, though, was just, is it really going to be tailored towards me? And I was happy to find out that it was.
Awesome. So happy to hear that. Yeah, I know it can definitely be a little hesitating when you have those experiences previously. So what do you feel like, since you joined the program, like what do you feel like is the biggest value like you've gotten out of it, maybe that you didn't even expect to get?
I was a pretty decent weightlifter beforehand. Like, I've lifted for 15, 16 years pretty consistently. So the weight training part, I learned a lot of a lot of the newer lifts, and it's like some things that I've just never done before. But the biggest takeaway for me was the diet part. I don't want to say the diet, just like opening my eyes to what I was eating and how much I was eating. Like, yeah, it was pretty bad. So I was very thankful with you and Mark with just kind of helping me with the whole macros and tracking my calories and actually seeing like how much I was overeating, and the fact that, I can be in the gym for an hour a day, 5-6 days a week. I could overeat on a weekend, and the progress that you've made is totally gone. So that was kind of a lot. I think in my younger days, in my early 20s and my mid 20s, even, I was just always naturally pretty fit, and I could eat whatever I wanted and didn't really change anything. And I was okay. But then once I got a little older, 25 plus, I started to gain weight and never really changed any of my habits. And that caught up to me. So I was really appreciative of everything you guys opened my eyes up to on the nutrition aspect.
Yeah, so happy to hear that. It can definitely be tricky to figure things out nutrition wise. So, so now, people are probably wondering, like, what are your biggest wins? Like, what results have you gotten? So kind of share some of the best results that you've gotten in our program.
Absolutely. So first and foremost, I think the most important thing is I probably lost, I think, a total of 22 pounds since the day one. That's obviously, the main goal of mine was to get back into shape. But really, it was just a fact of of learning more about the nutrition aspect of it. That to me is my biggest win. The side effect of like, I was back into the gym 5 days a week consistently for the first time since COVID and since the birth of my almost 2-year-old. So for me, my biggest win was just getting back to my routine of I'm hitting the gym every single morning before work. That was easiest for me and my family's schedule. So I'm up at 5 o'clock. I'm in the gym 5:30 to 6:30, and luckily I live 2 minutes away. So then I'm home by 6:30. Getting the girls up and getting ready for daycare and getting ready for work and all of that. So yeah, got my routine back, lost 20 pounds, and I have learned so much about the nutrition aspect and just the MyFitnessPal. So cool, like such a good tool to use. Like I said, I just never understood. Like I was like, I don't eat that bad. I felt like I was doing okay, but when you start to actually track it and you measure things out, for me personally, it was a little bit of a rude awakening. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I mean that much? Wow. So my
Yeah.
biggest win, man, just getting back on track consistency in the gym, which I didn't really think I'd have an issue with, but it took a while. And then nutrition, 100% was my biggest win for sure.
Yeah, appreciate you sharing that. And obviously happy to hear you've obviously lost the weight and most importantly built the habits and brought the awareness to what you're taking in that you can obviously carry with you too. So yeah, appreciate you sharing your wins and sharing kind of your journey here. So now, some people may be listening to this, they're like, well, this program sounds kind of interesting. Should I check it out? What should I join? Like, what would you say to someone who's maybe on the fence about joining or inquiring about a program?
So if you're like me, talking to anybody that could possibly be one of your clients, and like you see maybe Instagram, hey, here's a 12-week program and diet. The biggest thing is just the fact that they aren't customized to what you specifically need. That was hard for me to learn too. Like, oh, I can lift 5 days a week. Here's my workout program. There's not really too much fluctuation, but there is. Like I always thought that there really wasn't. The types of lifts that I was doing are so different than what I was doing playing football. Such a big difference. And then the fact that it's tailored towards you throughout the entire 3 months. So it changed for me. My macros were changing as my body was changing. So Luke and Mark would go in there and they would change my macros. They would change my workouts. So I'm always having that muscle confusion. It's unlike anything I've ever done before. I've bought a workout and a diet for $100. Like, oh yeah, that'd be great. I can lift for a few months and here's my diet of the exact same thing every single day. And it's like, well, I don't know if I should be eating this many calories, or what happens if you don't like some of the foods in your predetermined diet. So this just gives you different options. The recipes are fantastic too. It's like the recipes on the Facebook page that you've accumulated over time from yourself and from clients. We use it a lot, some of the crockpot recipes. So if you're on the fence, telling you from personal experience, it works, and it is not a cookie cutter program. Again, that was my biggest hesitation. Like, well, I've bought programs, I've seen programs. What's the difference? It's tailored towards you. It can change daily, but for me, it changed pretty much every week or every 2 weeks. There was some sort of a tweak and modification, which I really appreciated. And it was directly right to your app. Super easy to use, super tech friendly. If you're not somebody that's like technically inclined, the app literally tells you exactly what to do, reps, sets, how to perform the exercise. The MyFitnessPal tracks everything you eat and take into your body. So even if you wanted to track water, you can track water intake. It's pretty cool. And obviously Luke and Mark are synced up. So they see everything you do, which is nice for the accountability factor as well, and not just a buy a program and kind of go type thing. So I 100% fully endorse Luke's program.
Awesome. Well, so happy to hear that, Ethan. Obviously, happy to hear it, especially as a newer father, you've been able to, kind of reclaim your fitness and take it back, and appreciate you sharing your journey.
Absolutely, man.